Hello, Facebook. It's been a long time, but I couldn't allow the events of this weekend to go by without me expressing my condolences for the friends, the family, and for the entire city of El Paso in the wake of these senseless shootings. I sit here at a very strange position in life. I left South Carolina over 25 years ago, partially because of the racism and hatred, the same type of racism and hatred that produced the Dylan Roof, who got in his vehicle, drove from the Columbia Eastover area down to Charleston and murdered 9 parishioners as they prayed in the church. Here we are over 25 years later, 2,000 miles later, and a young man gets in his vehicle and drives 600 miles in order to kill minorities. But it's something I want to share with you, Facebook, because it's times like this when we find ourselves getting caught up and we end up not seeing the forest for the trees. Some of us right now, we're angry at racists. We're angry at white nationalists. We're angry at people who wear MAGA hats. But if you would, please allow me to share a little wisdom with you. What happened here in El Paso has absolutely nothing to do with color. Why do I say that? I say that because I've spent my entire adult life as a soldier, traveling the world from war zone to war zone. And this one thing I've learned during that time is hatred is not about color. You go to Iraq, they are all the same color. Yet, they kill each other over religion. Same thing in Pakistan. Same thing in Iraq, Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia, Iran, killing each other over religion. So what you really dealing with? Is it really about color? Is it really about religion? Actually, it's about neither. What we are dealing with is two things that are choking America to death. Thing number one is pure, unadulterated ignorance. People have been told that the pie is only so big, and everyone must fight to get their piece of the pie. And there is a small kernel of truth to that. However, the larger truth is if we all work together, we can create a pie factory and everyone can have all of the pie their hearts desire. Think about it. So the first thing that we're really dealing with, it ain't about race, it ain't about color, it ain't about religion. What it is about is pure, simple, unadulterated ignorance. Now, what allows this ignorance to flourish is something that's far more powerful than a gun. If you took every gun out of the United States, the next thing I'm going to talk about, you would still have murder. People would pick up knives and start stabbing each other. If you took every knife out of the United States, they would pick up clubs and bats and still kill each other. If you didn't get rid of this next thing that I'm getting ready to address, which is cowardice. Pure cowardice. How many people look the other way as a Timothy McVeigh grows from a boy into a man? How many people look the other way as a Dylan Ruth grows from a boy into a man? Cowardice is what allows ignorance to reign. And it's not about color. Black folk, we allow cowardice to reign in our neighborhoods. We know who the drug dealers are. We know who the gangsters are. We know who doing the shooting, who is feeding drugs to our children. And we look the other way. All minorities, we know who it is that are poisoning our children in our neighborhoods, and we do what? We look the other way. If we really want a better society, we all have to stand up against ignorance and cowardice. Those two societal ills will continue to plague us until we make a choice. And it's just that simple. You have to make a choice not to look the other way when people are being discriminated against on your job, not to look the other way when gangsters are selling drugs next door, in your schools, and out of your own home. Ignorance and cowardice. Because if we don't deal with those two, if we get caught up in color, we get caught up in religion, then we'll never get to the root of what is making our society sick. It starts with ignorance and is potentiated by cowardice. Once again, I send my deepest condolences to those who were affected by the shootings here in El Paso, to those who were affected in Ohio. Lord, to all of the people who are going to end up laying on a cold slab because they've been poisoned by drugs. For all of the people who are going to end up on a cold slab, shot and killed in our neighborhoods through senseless violence, until we all decide, make a decision, make a choice that we will no longer tolerate ignorance, and we will no longer tolerate cowardice in ourselves or others. God bless you. Good night.